induction this year. Agree or disagree, guys, with a name that's a holdover, and you didn't bring him up? Barry Bonds. Certainly, if you just look at the raw numbers, that's a first ballot Hall of Famer lock, unanimous decision. But we all know the baggage that comes with the name Barry Bonds.
Great picture.
He says he will get in the Hall someday, though. I want to know if you guys agree or disagree after reading these quotes. I don't have any doubts that I'll get there in time. I think eventually they'll do the right thing. I deserve to be there. Clemens deserves to be there. Do the best players in the game deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? Yes.
He's going to get in.
You think so?
He's going to get in. Here's why they're going to get in, okay? It's naive for anybody to think that people that are in the Hall of Fame weren't doing other situations or had other issues, all right? The only reason that this is an issue is because you saw a guy go from 150 pounds to 100 and shredded and put up the numbers that he put up. But you always have an asterisk next to their names, for sure. But realistically, this happens in all sports.
Right.
Whether it's the NFL, and you're talking now about HGH testing that they're bringing in. Guys are going to get into the Hall of Fame regardless of those situations. It's just going to take a little bit longer for people to vote them in.
I don't think he's ever going to get in the Hall of Fame. What I wish baseball would do, you have a 162-game season. Go back to the 154, and then you just cut it off right there. And then that whole era in which you played 162 games, you put those guys in the Hall of Fame, and there's just a natural asterisk by it saying this was the live ball steroid era. Not saying that you're necessarily guilty and you used, but these people played during that era. Because if you look at Barry Bonds' numbers before he even went to the Giants, you could say he was a Hall of Fame player before those numbers were put up.
Sure.
But I wish that's what baseball would do. I know the owners aren't going for that because they want to have that revenue for those extra games.
Yeah, I got to disagree because I just don't think Barry and Roger are going to be on the ballot long enough until their name has to come off. With the current core of writers that are voting, they're still a little bit older and cling to that integrity, whether it's false or not. Because Barry right now and Clemens, they're around 30, 35%.
My issue with some of the voting for most Hall of Fames is that you're talking about people, reporters,
who didn't play the game,
that didn't necessarily play the game. Yeah, they covered you, but they write one bad story about you, you call them out, next thing you know, you're on their most I'm voting for you list down the road. So
that's fair.
For me, I have a little bit of an issue with the voting process, but I think they get in because it's naive for us to think that other people weren't doing other situations and circumstances to become better.
Yeah, steroids or other issues off the field. All right, guys, let's turn our attention back to